Hey, what's going on, guys? Real sneak live, real quick. So, somebody asked me and challenged me how come I haven't talked about what my feelings are when the Ice Cube. Yeah, you heard me. I'm going to talk about Ice Cube and what maybe some of you understand and maybe some of you don't understand about Ice Cube, but I'll make it as simplistic as I possibly can. All right, so recently, everyone and their mother, it seems, had a problem with what Ice Cube had to say, Ice Cube's moves as far as going towards Donald Trump and this projected platinum plan. Now, this platinum plan specifically is something that's intended for African Americans, so it should be. I don't think anybody with any real history in the United States is going to argue that measure. Um, Funny enough, this is the thing. With Ice Cube's diatribe, it came a lot of rebuttals from people, and a lot of people going, peace, what's going on? 305 Capricorn, Leslie V, what's going on? Shanice Butter, what's going on? Good morning to you. Midday. All right, what's going on, guys? I think the problem that Ice Cube is having is the fact of the timing in which and this is my personal opinion, I think it's the timing. The timing is a little off. Now, Ice Cube is doing this and announcing this partnership, if you want to call it, with this platinum plan. And the details of it roughly are it's about a $50 million plan of loans. Okay? About a $50 million plan of loans. Now, these loans, subsequently, I'm figuring, hey, Kelly Moore, what's going on? These loans, I'm figuring somehow or another, they're going to go on for maybe the next 10, 20 years. You would be paying these back subsequently. So and I'm just saying projectively wise. I don't know what the interest rates in these loans may be. I don't know if there are any interest rates. I don't know how much of a portion they want you to pay back. There's a lot of details that are missing, all right? So let's not get mistaken by that. But the point still remains of this as such. If that's the case, I think a lot of people want to know, why did Ice Cube wait until right now to approach him with this plan? Wouldn't it have been projected that he was going to be running for president anyway, 2020? So, I mean, why didn't you go talk to him prior to this? I mean, with the exception of Trump, I will give Trump this. And I know it was actually Kim Kardashian, as I had mentioned before, and that's why I shared that article, and you can see that in the community section. It was actually Kim Kardashian that went to advocate. It was initially Kanye. That meeting didn't get digested well. Let me say it that way. It didn't get digested well at all. So Kim, whose father actually was a lawyer, the man that actually was responsible for getting OJ off, whether we love or hate OJ, her father and Ben Shapiro helped get OJ, eradicated of his case. So, whether you like him or hate him, Robert Kardashian, which was Kim's father, was a powerful man in the attorney field. And we saw now this article that was, I think it was Entertainment Tonight actually did the article, and they were talking about the work that Kim had done with Donald Trump as far as getting black prisoners and Latino prisoners free from prison who had substantially long sentences. I don't know if any of you guys are listening that have any family members that are in jail or whatever, but some people I know in New York, I'll say, and definitely in Jersey, have family members that have been in prison sometimes, in some cases, since the 80s, since the late 90s, since the early 2000s, and they write these people, they drive many of miles to go see these people, they've sent out thousands of dollars to them in commissary. The phone bills themselves are ridiculous. That's a bill upon itself. So, if you ain't familiar with anybody that's like that, whether they're white, black, polka dot, whatever the case may be, it's a reality. So I want to give kudos off to Kim for that. That's why if you guys ever question why I put that clip up about Kim, is because Kim actually does some things with her money. She's very philanthropic, believe it or not. Now, I'm not sitting here capping for Kim. I'm not doing any of that. What I'm just stating is simply what she does. Now back to Ice Cube. Ice Cube, I understand what you're doing, but I think a lot of people, 1995 crime bill, yes, Biden did that. We're going to talk about Biden too. I'm not short tongued on this one. So yeah, we all know about that, believe it or not. Hope all is well with you today. Thank you, Kiki Rose and Eric Vandross. Yeah, we definitely going to get on that. So stay rocking with me, man. Who is this that said had a grand glorious day, my G? Hassan, what's going on, brother? Eric, it's not Ice Cube's platinum plan. Well, it's not, hey, Kelly Moore, it's not Cube's platinum plan, but Cube has been announced as one of the main contributors to the plan. This is what was announced by the Trump administration. In fact, Eric Trump, he tweeted out a photo, and they winning him for that and winning Cube even more. So, yeah, they're projecting it, even though it's not, the platinum plan might have pre-existed. As of right now, they're projected to the public, and this is why Ice Cube is getting so much heat. And so I hope you understand the correlation, the segue of which I'm mentioning right now. Ice Cube, you're not going to be the first person they attack like this. You're not going to be the last. I think more so what we have to look at is this tribalism and this pitchfork mentality that goes on online. Salute to Bay Area. What's going on? Hey, yo, y'all got it, Darren, send me some info about out there too. I was looking up some things last night. I looked up some things in Modesto and a couple other places, but send me some info about right there. I would appreciate it. Thank you. Moving on to what I was speaking about as far as like, and I think we were talking about, I want to make sure I said it right. So let me look at your question real quick, dude. Salute to Bay Area. The 1995 crime bill. That same 1995 crime bill, which at the time I believe it was Clinton, and I'm sitting here having this shucky sit there, massa. Yes, ma'am. I always find old black people unique. I know I'm going off ground, but I always find old black people unique because they're like almost like at a quarter of where the KKK is mentally. A lot of old black people hate young black people. Trust me on this. I can tell you no wrong. They will say some of the most audacious shit like that white people wouldn't even say. Like, but you just can't even know about it. They're gonna be out of here in a minute any fucking way. Peace, brothers. JC, I need you on the next album. Yeah, man, sure. If you work remotely or whatever, just send me the track. I use what's the name of my own to record, and yeah, I'll send you over the vocals, man. Whether you want a raw, if you either want it with auto tune, either or, just let me know. That 1995 crime bill, yeah, it did a doozy. It did a doozy on a lot of black communities. It did a doozy on a lot of white communities. If we've not forgotten, Bill Clinton's brother had to be pardoned before Bill Clinton left his constituency as president. So let's not forget that. And if I'm right, I think it's been maybe two members of Trump's prior administration that have been pardoned as well. So, you know, when we're pointing fingers, one of them, Brandon, was caught right out here in Connecticut, believe it or not. The funny thing is, with all this projection about Ice Cube and what Ice Cube has done, what Ice Cube has said, and what he's endorsing, then it's the 50 Cent element of it, which Chuck No Joke, he said himself on that podcast with Diddy, shout out to Chuck No Joke, he said something, in fact, that made a lot of sense. When you're in a certain tax bracket, like I worked for these guys for almost 16, 17 years. So I've been to different record companies. I've been in different executives. You guys see the pictures, and photos, videos, whatever. I've been all around these guys almost all my entire adult life. So this is the only lifestyle that I was accustomed to at one time. And those tax brackets, either way, when they reach, let's say, anywhere between 350,000 to 400,000 plus, it puts you in a different category as far as what they deduct from your taxes, whether it be attributed to property taxes, whether it be attributed to luxury taxes, whether it be attributed to many other different factors in taxes. If you own a boat, you're subjected to taxes. If you own a certain type of home, you're subjected to those type of taxes, which may include not only your property tax, but also on top of that, a luxury tax on top of that. So you have a lot of different, taxes that you pay out of year. That's why you see a lot of rappers end up going to jail or being ran after. But it's not just rappers and black actors either. It's a whole bunch of white ones too. All right, I can name you a few of them. You know, one of your favorite guys that, what's the guy's name that played in Con Air? What is that guy's name? He's been in a whole bunch of movies. I just can't think of his name. I haven't said it in so long. If anybody in the comments section, y'all remember the movie Con Air? What was the guy's name that played in that movie? I forgot what his name is. I always wanted to say Jeff Bridges, but it's not Jeff Bridges. But he's a real he's always in some type of action, a weird movie or whatever. But he was in the movie Con Air. If any of you guys remember that movie Con Air. Nicolas Cage. Thank you, sir. Nicolas Cage had a shitload of tax problems. A whole bunch of tax problems. Not one time, but two times. Okay, that's first of all. So let's get that the fuck out the way. All these guys, they run into tax problems 9 times out of 10, depending on the CPA that they fucking pick. That's the first thing. A lot of these guys, they pick guys that people know them in the business or whatever the case may be, and they pick these guys pure simply off reputation, but they don't pick these guys off friendship. You understand what I'm saying? See, the previous person that maybe have given you to them may have been a friend of them, but their intent with them and their relationship with them was totally different than it was with yourself. See, you may be looked at as just a client. Hey, what's going on, Two Single Stone? What's going on? Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get into it, guys. I'm not going anywhere. Trust me. The problem is once you get past that $350,000 threshold, 350,000 K, now you're looking at a whole different tax bracket. So what your thing is to do, since the longevity of the music business is not the same, the longevity of media is not the same, and a lot of other things are not the same, what you do is you start looking at ways to preserve your money. And many people that made a lot more money than I have, you know what I'm saying? But we made some money. I'm not going to sit there in front either, but it wasn't consistent. It was here and there, here and there. And that's what you'll hear in these lawsuits against said gentlemen that you know I'm talking about. But nevertheless, these guys will conserve their money. Now, 50 Cent right now is rallying behind Trump, supposedly. And I've met 50 Cent in person. I met him right there on 41st, him and his mans. I forgot what that Puerto Rican brother, I forgot what his name was, but I ran right up on 50. He thought I was crazy because, he is big as fucking real person. Like, I was taller than him, but he was bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you something. If you run up on 50, you definitely need a pistol. Don't run up on that man trying to fight that man. I saw this little viral video where this kid was trying to run up on him and let him listen to some music. He was out on a date with some girl or something like that. Like, dude, I was bigger than dude. You know what I'm saying? And I could scrap. Like, so I was just looking at it. I was just like, yo, that's crazy how big he was when I met him. But I met him right on 41st, right outside of well, I ain't gonna tell y'all where, because his offices were over there. And I don't want to. I might throw that in a video or something, like I did with everything else with Daddy's House and Revolt TV and all that shit I took y'all to. I'll do something with that. All right, I promise you guys. Now that you're in another tax bracket, your whole thing is now I must conserve my taxes as much as I possibly can. And if I can't, then shame on me, And this is the suit, and this is the business, and this is the way of many. It always has been. It used to be tax deductions they could do with the CPA. That started getting a little bit more tight as more and more people started getting indicted. More and more people started getting tax fraud cases. I mean, you've all seen them. I mean, even Jeffrey Epstein, ultimately, a lot of people say that is just solely a pedophilia case, but that's not just exactly true at all. They were looking at Jeffrey Epstein earlier on for taxes. They had been looking for him for taxes and abruptly for, I think, past couple of years prior to him being arrested. I think that was just a way to get him, And I'm glad they did get him. I mean, if you're out here fucking with little girls, you deserve to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. But another one of those bees. I don't know what the hell these bees are. I'm going to look them up. But I swear to God, there are these hornets out here. You guys will be surprised. There are these hornets out here. And they've been out, sorry about that, guys. There are these hornets out here, and they've been out here, I don't know how long, but it's pretty cool out here. And you'd think they would die or something, but I don't think they're from this area. I think I saw something in the news or the paper or something like that they wasn't so indigenous of around here. I think he's gone. But they're like big-ass hornets. Anybody else got any hornets in their place or anything that shouldn't be there? That you regularly didn't see if you lived in certain places for years or whatever? If you do, let me know. I'm interested. I want to know how much animals and, I know down in Miami, well, I won't say Miami, I say over there by Winter Park, over there in the country. There are a lot of people will buy exotic animals and then release them, and then the fuckers, they start having, what was those things called? Caballeras or whatever the hell they are. They're these big, giant, marsupial rat-looking things. They look like they're damn near as big as a dog. Now they're down in Florida now, every goddamn where. I don't think they know where they're mad. He said a good point there. Hold on one second. Where are you at? See, the way I got this, you guys don't understand. I have to touch the screen twice. Eric Vandro said facts. Eric Vandro said hit that like button. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Killer Bees ACL or something. I don't know, man. Yeah, my bro got attacked at VA at night, like 11 p.m. by a hornet. Yeah, it's weird, right? I don't know. And then I heard this thing, I heard this thing there. I don't know how much true it is, but they were talking about the bee population in itself. They had introduced. I know they had introduced some population to bee population. They ended up probably, but bees are important. Even hornets. They pollinate like fruit and shit like that. I don't know if you guys know that, but they pollinate like fruit and everything else. You know, they're responsible for a lot of stuff. They don't know what they're mad at. That's what I was looking for right there. Miami, Florida. Now, isn't that ironic as hell? You know exactly what I'm talking about then, huh? Shout out to Collins. Shout out to Washington. You know what I mean? Ain't been down there a long time. Biscayne. I ain't been out of Miami, shit, 4 years. I think like 4 years. I miss Miami. I love Miami. I got a lot of friends in Miami. Is that Rebecca? Corey? Oh, my God. Duct Tape down there. Billy Blue. Shout out to him. Y'all ain't never checked out Billy Blue. Make sure you check out his music. Tell him David sent you over there. Billy Blue. He's one of the most unkept, biggest secrets in Miami. He used to be signed to Slip Inside Records, Trick Daddy's record label, for a while, and then he parted ways with them. And I mean, as far as Miami is concerned, he's definitely a local legend down there. So make sure y'all check out Billy Blue. I heard without bees we would not be on Earth for long. I think yeah, because of the things that bees pollinate and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know what the survival rate would be. You got a point there. You know, based on fruit and things like that. You know, Ice Cube, man. I'm gonna make this quick about Ice Cube. They releasing fake mosquitoes here in the Florida Keys in 21. Why are they releasing 305 Capricorn? Damn, Florida on the check-in. Y'all know somebody been down that way, huh? I'm a northerner, but I know Miami. Like, I know Miami so well. I'm gonna throw some pictures of Miami too. Me in Miami. We went down there year after year after year for Memorial Day weekend. I've been in all them joints down there. Fountain Blue. What's the other one? The one on Washington. That's the one I like. The one that's the old movie theater. What's the one that's the old movie theater? Yeah, I am. You know what, Heather? I am. That's actually on my mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're right about that. I got friends down there and everything else. So, like, yeah, I got actually 3 people that I talk to on a constant basis that's in Miami right now. I ain't gonna say who they are, but 3 people that I know on a constant basis. Thank you very much, Pia. Thank you very much. She said I have a nice voice. Thank you. Good afternoon. Hey, Annette. Everybody on the check-in now. Hold on one second, guys. I got a battery pack right now because my battery was going dead. See, I'm going to let y'all see it. So I have my battery pack. I got this for $10 in Manhattan. Like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And this thing has never failed me. It's 20,000 mAh, which means, like, if you guys don't know what these battery pack things are, hey, I'm going to put it in my pocket so I don't drop it anymore. These battery pack things, I could probably charge my phone a good 4 times. It takes about 7 to 8 hours for this goddamn thing to change up. I feel your energy when you spoke of Miami. Hell yeah, Heather. I miss Miami. For real. Ocean Drive. I stayed at the Clevelander. We did like 3 or 4 Brents at the Clevelander on Ocean Drive. I'm trying to think. What's the other joint that's on Washington? That's the one that looked like we did Dream. We stayed in the Fountain Blue Hotel. I stayed at the W down there. Make sure you pray before you move. Yeah, so how is Miami right now? Don't tell me nothing about Opelika and don't tell me nothing about Broward County. I just want to know how South Beach is, Hialeah, and North Miami. Anybody, let me know. I know where not to be at down there. You know what I'm saying? Down there, I don't fuck with Carroll City. I ain't saying that I don't fuck with Carroll City. I'm just saying I don't fuck around. If you ain't from over there, don't move over there. Unless you moving there from an emergency, like they moved you because a hurricane happened where you lived at or some shit. You know what I mean? For real. Oh, my fault. You live in Durham? Yo, that's what's up, though. I've been over there. Oh, damn. Kika Rose said, nah. Florida's a terrible state. Stay up north. Now, I will say that Florida's laws are crazy. Yeah, their laws are crazy. But they're relaxed on taxes. I will give them that to a certain degree compared to other states, you know. I'll give them that. What do y'all think about Ice Cube? Let me ask y'all that. I ain't ask y'all shit. I want y'all to participate. Tell me what y'all think. That's a lie. My neighborhood is beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. Like, listen. I know somebody told me this when the first time I was in Miami. I said that same shit. I was like, yo, it's so beautiful down here, da da da. And I know we were at an event, and the event that we were at, I believe it was at Fountain Blue at that night. And we was over, yeah, because it had to be on Fountain Blue, because I know we walked across the street and the docks are right there. And those docks are right across the street from Fountain Blue. That's where they park all the the what do you call charter boats and stuff like that, charter sailboats, charter rides, all that shit right there. So I remember when we were there, dude told me straight up, he said, yo, he tapped me and said, don't let these palm trees fool you. He said, son, I'm from Brooklyn. I was like, that shit stuck with me forever. I was like, yo, every time I went henceforth down to Miami, I kept that shit in mind. I was like, yo, don't let these palm trees fool you. That's what my man said. Don't let them palm trees fool you. Peace and blessings. What's going on? What bless Jim? Clarence Pugh, what's going on? What up? JCL, what's going on? I know Ice Cube, he cool, always about his money. I don't know about anyone else getting that money, working him out. But here, okay, so here's the thing. Everybody mad it got posted up about Ice Cube, but how come the fuck ain't nobody talking about Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi has literally held up the stimulus for going on 5 months. It was first. Now listen, I don't wanna play sides here, and I don't want anybody typing in. But Nancy Pelosi's my hero. Listen, this is the point of Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco got hit. They got hit by wildfires. The whole San Francisco looked fucking orange for a minute. All right, I mean orange. It had an orange haze over it. People were inhaling orange haze and wood and whatever else was burning, carcinogens, whatever. Mr. Channel, what's going on? Heather Marie, I love Ice Cube's doing. We deserve better. Exactly. And that's the problem I have. Y'all notice I fell back on putting up my links and everything like that or whatever, because I had a few people that were absolutely mad at me that I was trying to fucking better myself. And it's a cultural thing at this point. No, my point I was getting at is nobody went to fucking Nancy Pelosi's page and was beefing with her. I didn't see a trend of that, of the Black or Latino community being like, yo, we got to go get Nancy Pelosi. Da, da, da. I'm sure there was people protesting in San Francisco, her district. But the fact remains, motherfuckers wasn't riding for that. So why y'all riding for all this other shit? Let me read that. Heather Marie, I love what Ice Cube is doing. We deserve better. Wolfpack Castro, China taking over Africa. That is a fact. China has been in Africa now for a while now. And the things they are doing as far as like the communities over there, the individual communities, specifically and I believe, and I want to say this right, I believe Ghana was one of them, and there were a few other places, because Ghana almost went bankrupt. That's why I believe that president, he actually apologized for their role in slavery, because people, if you don't know, Ghana is where most of the African Americans were shipped off from, and then there's 2 or 3 other ports, but the majority of African Americans were shipped off from Ghana. That means you were from Ghana. No. They were shipped off from Ghana. In fact, if you go to Ghana right now, there are slave castles that you could visit that the Portuguese, the English, and the Spaniards used to come to, and they would port and they would grab slaves or whatever. In fact, there's a town in Connecticut that actually the Amistad itself sailed to and landed to, which was a Spaniard ship. They have the ship manifest there. They have actually the trial itself was actually later on held in New Haven, Connecticut. But the ship itself didn't land there. Didn't land there at all. If Democrats really cared about black people, Art Ant 16 says, if Democrats really cared about black people, who hasn't been a larger support base since the 60s? They were looking to reparations for us. I absolutely agree with that. Whether you're talking about World War I, World War II, or even the Civil War. Do you guys know there's a guy named, I think his name is Eldridge Cleaver? If any of you guys ever heard of, if you have, type in, you've heard of him. This gentleman supports the Black Confederate soldiers, which I get it. And I'm gonna tell you why I get it. At one portion of my life, I lived in Virginia. My mother didn't want us to grow up north and everything like that. So we were in Virginia where her mother's family was from. And so like I told you, my granddaddy's from Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Well, to be quite accurate, South Philly. So I remember when I was like in 4th or 5th grade, we went to these Civil War enactments. And actually, one of my teachers, who was my history teacher, Mr. Adams, he still does it to this day. He's like 67 years old now. He was a young teacher then. He was only probably in his 30s, I would imagine, maybe. So, Mr. Adams, he did these Civil War reactions. And if anybody lives down south or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, because they do it all throughout the South. It's a real big thing down south. And doing these recreations of Civil War things, they would go to Monticello. They would go to another place they would go to was up by what is that up by Peak Savada? I forgot where. Petersburg, Virginia. That's the other place they would go to. And then there's another place called Hot Springs where it's like natural water and stuff like that. With my uncles and my aunts and all them, we used to go up there because my great aunt, she used to actually work at the hotel there. She was one of the on-duty nurses or whatever that was there or whatever. My aunt, she lived in Germany, Italy, you name it, during the war. She lived a little bit of everywhere. She brought back stuff actually from Europe because she stayed there probably like, I think it was like 7 to 8 years after the war was over. She just lived there. So she had gained things. She spoke Italian, she spoke French, you know what I mean? My Aunt Geraldine, which was my mother's father's sister, you know? So it's crazy. They're gone. I have some great people in my family that are gone. The great ones, they're gone. They're gone. But I learned a lot from them. And I grew up around a lot of military men, which was a good thing because I use that in my personality to this day. I'm exactly like my grandfather. I really am. Back to that comment. The Chinese right now that are in Africa are a problem. They're mistreating people over there. They are buying restaurants and things like that and telling the local people they can't come in there any longer. People have been going there for years or whatever. Ghana plays a role in it because Ghana, I want many of you to look this up, they almost went bankrupt. They were in a big disparity, and this is why they're so welcoming right now. It's economics. It has nothing to do with your origin, you being American or anything like that. It's purely simply an economic move. You know, you have to remember that most of the African cultures that are over there, they are indoctrinated in Europe. Okay, they're not indoctrinated in what you have here in America, which many of the people in the world will look at as trash. Many of the people, including where I'm at, the New England states here in Connecticut, and going on up to Maine and New Hampshire, actually were built by trash, European trash that were considered outcasts, witches, dealers, you name it. If you need any direction to look it up on, I would encourage you to look up the Gnostics, the Pilgrims, the Agnostics, and the Gnostics. And what was the other two? It was two other groups, but one of them was pure simply, I believe, not the Lutheran faith, but Protestant, which would be another one you would want to look up. And there's several other ones that made up the region, but they all trickled down from Maine, New Hampshire, and more specifically Boston. And they made up places like Rhode Island or whatever the case may be. And they're all different groups, different secular, denominations as far as concerned of who made up the New England states. But the New England states is the reason I pointed out, because after the 13 colonies were established, Virginia being the first included in that, it was another 13 colonies up here in the Northeast that a lot of people don't talk about as much as they do about Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, and see, they don't talk about as much. But those same places, believe it or not, like I said before, up here up north were discovered by the same people, James and John, brothers. And so you can look that up for yourself, but it's all about colonization. So no, I don't agree with the Chinese that are in Africa right now. The things they're doing in Africa, I think it's just disgusting. It really is. Let me see what else is here. It's all distraction what's going on in Nigeria right now with the kind of coronavirus task police killing and maiming families in Nigeria. Yeah, now see, I have a problem with that too. Like, this is the thing about Africa. Let me tell you my whole experience. In New York, I'm around a lot of Africans. Africans from different countries, Africans, in fact, from some countries that don't get along with each other historically. When I talk about that, I might be speaking about Ethiopians and Eritreans. I might be talking about people from Chad and people from Nigeria. I learned these things from interacting with them. And sometimes they're not the best of people to try to interact with, because sometimes you may get feel like you dissed. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes some Africans are very standoffish. They don't look at you as being the same thing as them. They will refer to many of them as, well, like Americans. I had a man, Baba Untunde. That's what I used to call him, Baba Untunde. And Baba in Swahili means father. Baba. Okay, so remember that. Little Baba or Baba. In African, that means father. And Baba Untunde, who is from Ghana, ironically enough, put me onto a lot of things about the history and the culture itself. But more importantly, he knew a lot about the African slave trade, which astonished me. He had told me some things that I was really, he said, yeah, if you go, he was always encouraging me to go to Ghana. He said, you have to see for yourself. If you see for yourself, you will understand that you are a visitor in this country. I was like, yo, that's some deep shit. The man said I was a visitor in the country. He said, you are a visitor and you need to leave. He was encouraged. He wanted to go back there, And I met Baba Untunde, believe it or not, while I was eating on 145th Street. You know what I'm saying? Old man, about 70 years old. And ironically enough, he used to always go down and hang in Chinatown. They loved him down there. And that might be something that they're more accustomed to, the Chinese culture. I don't know. They might be more accustomed to dealing with Africans, because I've seen that from other Chinese and Asian people in general, where they may not per se deal with African Americans. They will deal with Africans and blacks from other different diasporas across the world, whether it be Jamaicans, whether it be Africans, whether it be people from Europe. Me specifically, I always get along a lot with French people naturally, and I always get along a lot with English people, specifically Black English and Black French. I get along with them like this, like tight. I never had a problem with them. But with Africans, it depends on who you're talking to. It depends on what type of people you're dealing with. A lot of Africans, like I said, are standoffish. And you can't ask them anything about their culture. They might get offended. You can't ask them, well, would you do this? Why would you do that? But at the same time, they will turn around and ask you at the quickness. They will ask you directions somewhere. They will ask you instructions on something. They will try to damn near get you to fill out something for them if they need help on it, and every fucking thing else. So that's a whole another conversation, and I will bring that back up again, because I think we need to talk about the disparity that goes between Africans and African Americans. It's a very different culture. Most Africans are colonized from the English, the French, the Germans, the Portuguese, and they, even though they indulge because of the internet, more so in the past 10 years, they indulge more into consuming American culture, but they don't let it consume them culturally. There's still that distraction from French or English, German. You understand what I'm saying? So they still act in some kind of way, where I think here in America, Black and Latino culture, they almost inhale it. They make their music prior to it, the speech, the slang, everything is the same. And most people, we not even gonna sit here in front. Most Latino hip hop, Latino music nowadays is nothing but a carbon copy of black music, which we all know. I mean, you can hear the shit and know that. Now, if you want to argue that, that's fine. You're gonna have to hell of a time trying to prove it to me. Trap, Latin trap, reggaeton, soca, and reggae. It's all from the islands. It's not a problem. Just give recognition when it's due. That's it. You have to admire the African American culture when it comes to dressing, when it comes to music, which I was a part of. I was really part of both of them. Shout out to Jeff Tweedy, who just inboxed me the other day, and a couple of other people that are pretty big. I'm going to go into that too, because I had a couple people from the music industry. I must be trending like a motherfucker, because I had 2 or 3 people now offer me positions. What's going on, China? What's going on, Brick City, Jersey? What's going on, baby? Libra Sun Goddess, Veronica Grayson. Thank you, sister. Eric Vandross, hit that like button. That's right, baby. What up from Las Vegas? Las Vegas, what's going on? Kareem Smith, Libra Sun Goddess, what's going on? Eric Vandross, Bronx, baby, what's going on? BX in the building. Eric, I already know you here, but I just said, we got to do our Bronx shout. Shout out to Warren Pelham. You heard? Allenton, Fordham, BX12. I know what I'm talking about if you live in the BX. They want to strip Africa's resources. Africa has been stripped of its resources a long fucking time ago. That's why so much poverty is there. Please believe that shit. If it wasn't the Chinese before them, it was the Turkish and the Israelis before them. It was the Italians trying to come in with Mussolini. Before then, it was what was the guy? What was that time called? Something of the Arab. It was around the time of the Arab. Jesus Christ. It was actually a war fought too, and I can't think of the name, but I'm gonna say that for later. But it was a time period where actually it was worse than that, where literally people was putting chains. I mean, even the Atlantic trade slave was about resources. It was about trading. You know, they were trading human bodies as well as sugar cane, coffee, you know, you name it. You know, whatever was resourceful at the time from different cultures around the world, whether it be the Indians, whether it be the Chinese, whether it be the Africans or whatever, those specific European groups and other Africans as well bought slaves. Like we never talk about that, and I'm about being rounded. You know what I'm saying? And I think to really come to a conclusion of what needs to be done, tying us back to Ice Cube's platinum plan and all the plans and, you know, all that other shit we done seen a million times proposed in front of us, and yet and still at the same time collectively it just gets worse and worse and worse. Well, at one time we had Great Society programs. Remember that? Lyndon B. Johnson. And we had a man that wrote a counter to that. Do y'all remember that? The Moynihan Report. The Moynihan Report stated that this would be a terrible thing for the black race. It would be a terrible thing for the black family. In fact, the black family would break down. You would subsequently see the black woman not want the black man in the house anymore, being the fact that she prided her longevity as far as having a stable situation. You would see that how it's tore the family apart, how it's kept men away, how it's done a lot of things. And I'm not playing on either side of that or whatever, because we both played our part in it, you know, whether it's the men or the women. They both have a part to play in it, you know, abundantly. But make no mistake about it, we've seen these programs and we've seen these loans, you know, opportunity zones, everything else. We've seen these things manifest themselves, but we've never seen actually any product out of it just manifest. I'll pose this question to you right now. Have you ever talked to somebody that's taking advantage of an opportunity zone? And if they have, in fact, tell me right now how lucrative they are. Now, we're taking this back a year, two, when it was indoctrinated. So let's say, tell me at least anybody, type in, if you know one person that has benefited off of opportunity zones. Or matter of fact, let's go even further back, a step back, another presidency before that, and go to his constituency. When Barack Obama had My Brother's Keeper initiative, how many, before it was announced, before this motherfucker was about to leave the White House, how many of y'all knew about My Brother's Keeper initiative? I'll wait. Type it in if you have. If you have, just let me know. That's right, Richard Fudge. We're not all Africans first. Mr. Simmons, you know your history very well. I do. I try to. Oh, you on college? Oh, all right. you across from me. You more over about 149th and all that, going that way. You over by well, I could get to you that way. I have to catch the bus though. But I go to 149th and 3rd Ave. What's up, Southeast San Diego? San Diego, what's going on, baby? That's Richard right there. Clarence, what's going on, Alabama? Y'all crazy. Y'all some crazy motherfuckers down there. Yeah, we had to do. Let me tell you a quick story about Alabama. I went down to Alabama, I think it was in 2009. We had to do a project down there. Yeah, shout out to XXX. You know what I mean? Triple X. Salute. RIP. Definitely XX Extension. What's up, my brother? Detroit. What's going on, Detroit? Detroit, y'all some other crazy motherfuckers. Been out there, too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, listen, y'all West Side motherfuckers out there, something wrong with y'all. Something wrong with y'all, like for something wrong with y'all out there. Yeah, Alabama, y'all keep it a dozen. That's for sure. So let me tell you my little story about Alabama. So we stay at New Jack City, my brother's keeper already. What's going on, baby? Let me tell you a quick story about Alabama. Then I'm gonna get back to the comments. That B's back. Oh shit. He's leaving me alone. Let me tell you a quick story about Alabama. So we was in Alabama. I go downstairs right now. There's downtown Alabama, right? Which is Nashville, all that shit, all right? Then if you make a short little skirt, and I do mean a short little skirt, you will be in the middle of all kinds of shit. Now, on one side, you might be in a total redneck zone the further and further you go. But first, before anything, you're running into some no's. When I say some no's, I mean some no's. Now, it can go either way in Alabama. It can go either way. You could be cool. I'm going to get to my point of my story in a second. Just give me a second to talk about this. It can go any way. It could be real cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, what's going on, man? All right, what's going on? Hey, man, you got a cigarette on you, man? Yeah, here you go, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It could go that way. Or it could go like this. Hey, yo, bro, you got a cigarette on you, bro? I need a cigarette right now, man. I'm fucked up, man. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, bro, only got cigarettes for me, man. I don't know, you got to go get a job, something like that. Oh, word, how you feel that? That shit goes down in Alabama. Alabama, Memphis is another one. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. But, yo, y'all motherfuckers is crazy. So when I was down in Alabama, I go outside the hotel and I walk probably like a little block or whatever. It wasn't even that far. It's towards the end of the block or whatever. And there was a store down there. So as I'm walking to the store, whatever, I can't go in the store because the store had just been robbed like 45 minutes prior. I'm like, oh shit, we on this trip. Yo, it was crazy. Alabama, shout out to y'all. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy down there. Sweet home Alabama. Now Brazil. What's going on, Brazil? Quem Rio. What's going on? Obrigado. Yeah, it is crazy, man. One blessed gym. Facts. Bombay. What's going on? Love. I like that. Bombay. Kalon EBR. That's right. Keeping you in the prayers, sir. Thank you, Jay-Z Bay 69. That's unique right there. Jay-Z Bay 69. Is that really y'all? That's really y'all. Yo, send some of my fucking Cash App. And I love what y'all doing if that's y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all actually help people out. Dominique Logo. Florida's cool. Yeah, Florida cool. Florida cool. Listen, what's going on? You crazy. Nola, what's going on, Louisiana? All right. One of my homeboys, man, I fuck with real hard. Torrance. He from Louisiana. Shout out to him. Thank you. No problem, Kayla. No problem. So, yo, back to Ice Cube. Listen, I just wonder where everybody, this is where I'm going with this. Where's everybody's energy at? Like, you have, I'm not saying you guys, people have the most energy for silly grade school shit. Like, this is some grade school shit. That is a grown-ass man. He has made movies that you have loved and cherished. He has made music that you have loved and cherished or whatever. And we just don't embrace these people anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And like, I'm not on some nostalgia shit. Chicago, what's going on? And Nat Foster. I'm riding with and for TMH. That's what's up. Daughter Anna Ya. Kaylin. No fala Portuguese. No fala Portuguese. She asked me if I speak Portuguese. I said, no fala Portuguese. But obrigado. Vegas, what's going on? Women Live, Men Live. Dominique Logo, what's going on? You should always stay safe at this time. Also with Trump or Biden. Very true. How do you feel about Biden? Alabas Enterprise asked me. How do I feel about Biden? I'm going to get back to your question, so guys, just keep typing in. How do I feel about Biden? This is how I feel about Biden. Biden supported segregationists, all right? This is no made-up faction. Most of those people were left after Storm Thorne. What was his name? Storm Thurman. I think that's what his name was. They were left after his Dixiecrat party. You know, these were the motherfuckers. If you don't know what the Dixiecrats are, at one time in history in this country, about for straight, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 years, the Democratic Party wasn't the friend of minorities. Okay, let's not get that fucked up. I would say even actually longer than that. I think going all the way back to maybe the late 1800s, you know, before it transitioned into the 1900s. So let's give it 10, 15 years prior to that. It really pushed when Abraham Lincoln, I think, in my opinion, started rallying and trying to find a proposal to where to send African Americans, you know, that have now become American citizens from Africa and have been indoctrinated, whether it's been rape births, you know, massa, sneaking out the house at night on mistress, you know, having illegitimate kids and stuff like that. As we see, you heard me mention Monticello in Virginia. I also want to mention with Monticello, Thomas Jefferson and his slave Sally Hemings that he had multiple children with. In fact, if you go and Google Thomas Jefferson family photo, Ebony magazine, you will see all the descendants from that family in one huge photo. That includes the white portion of the family, the black portion of the family, and the yellow portion of the family, which are the byproducts of, whatever, which is American history at this point. If you want to get past it, good fucking luck. Long story short, I think in fact, I think about Biden is Biden supported segregationists. He had a statement that was put out: if his children went to school, black children would become a racial symbol. That was in 1978. He made that proclamation, which was in paper. You can archive it and look it up. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. Joe Biden has also done a lot of questionable things after that, including certain legislation that he has helped push, certain legislation. It wasn't until probably he saw what happened with the impact of MTV was starting to have. This man has been in that secular run of that stratosphere for a long time, the White House and things like that. So I think his history goes back something like 35, maybe 40 something years, as much as I'm alive, So Joe Biden, he's supported a lot of bullshit. I think he had something to do with the crime bill. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me on that. But I want to tell you about the Dixiecrats. That's where I was at. The Dixiecrats, which was one time known in this country, I think they more so ascended more after Abraham Lincoln found his plan to free the slaves. And later on, he was executed and killed before he actually got that amended. But luckily enough, in 68, that happened, 1868. But ultimately, the Dixiecrats claimed that they were for the white man. They were the party for the white man, okay? And that the Republican Party was the party for the black man. Now, I'll give you something else to Google up. If you Google up that same phrase I just said, the Republican Party is for the black man, and the Democratic Party is for the white man. Look that up right now if you can open up another window or come back here, either or you want to. And I guarantee you will see probably 8 to 9 different banners for that, including some real ones. So that was the shake. Now, I'm not trying to dissuade you to go anywhere or whatever. So please don't start typing shit like that. That is not the point of this. Sometimes you have to stop thinking that you can guess what someone is getting ready to say. You don't know what I'm getting ready to say. I'm trying to attribute to things. I've been part of that Rock the Vote campaign, which got Barack Obama elected. You know what I'm saying? And most of hip hop helped get Barack Obama elected, including Jeezy's song, "My President is Black, My Lambo Boo." Why you think Jeezy don't do music that much no more? Because he got that paid off that single, that's why. And he's still getting residuals from that damn song. Please believe that shit. Anytime that shit is played, that shit was played so many places, especially on Inauguration night. Whew. The Dixiecrats and Storm, I think it's like Storm Thurmond, the party he created afterwards with the Dixiecrats was something that Joe Biden may have gotten forced into, might have voluntarily joined. But those segregationists were from one time Storm Thurgood's political party. And these are the people that still had power. These are some of the people that Joe Biden decided to side with. This is some of the ideals that Joe Biden decided to embrace based on that. Yeah, that was a certain time in history. I get it. But it was also at a certain time in history you had Jewish and white men marching with Dr. Martin Luther King. You had white people dying in the South with black people. And Joe Biden, you could have picked that option. You could have had a totally different, tangible. And that's one thing I won't take away from Bernie Sanders, even though I support him or don't. He was out there. He was definitely out there. And he was definitely lending his support as a Jewish man. And many other Jewish people died, remained, and many other things. You guys ought to look up that side of the history too, because that is your history as well. Whether you don't want to admit it or whether you do want to admit it, that part of history specifically is something that can't be not only ignored, but it's something that needs to be addressed. Not all white people are racist, not all black people are your friends either. So don't ever make the mistake and think so, because once you make that mistake and you think so, you fall into a category of something else. Now, if you see as with me, I thought that the same people I worked with were my friends. I thought they would never end. I thought it would never go away. And you saw as a result what happened with me. You saw not only my co-employees at Bad Boy Entertainment turn on me, but made a whole video about me, which is actually, I'm glad they did it. I'm so glad they did it. I don't know where I would be at if they didn't do it. So, thank you, kudos to you guys. Now we got Joe Biden running for president, and Kamala Harris is his running mate, which Kamala Harris herself, actually called Joe Biden when she was running for president a racist herself and based the same, similar information I just presented right now. Isn't that just a little odd now that you're his running mate? Now, Kamala Harris is on the platform and running that she's a black woman. It's popular for her, and I get it, but Kamala Harris is not a black woman, all right? Kamala Harris is an Indian woman. She should be a proud Indian woman. She was raised as an Indian woman because she spent most of her time with her mother. Not her father, her mother. Her mother. So her mother, and as she has written herself, her extended family, which means her aunts and everybody else, those are the people that she was most influenced by. She wasn't influenced by a Jamaican father. All right. And a lot of people are getting confused. It's just because you don't know the islands. Okay. So I'm going to explain it to you. In Jamaica, in Trinidad, in Barbados, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, especially, and a few other pieces in the Caribbean, right? There are people there that are Indian, Chinese, European, and a lot of other things. And just like, out of generations after generation after generations, what they've done is they've intermingled into the population and sometimes becomes subpopulation within themselves, what you see with, I don't know, in the Dominican Republic, you kind of see it in Haiti too. It becomes its own class system within its culture. You may not understand this, but the best way I can equate it in American culture is like this. In American culture, you have black people that are very wealthy, you have black people that are very poor. And in some occasions, and in some cases, many of cases, you will see what happens is a lot of black people, they actually won't interact with each other based on their financial gains or losses or whatever the case may be. I have a few people right now that won't talk to me anymore because I'm not lucrative to them right now. But I'm lucrative to a lot of other fucking people that are more advanced and more rich than these motherfuckers are. So there's been some beautiful things that come out of this shit. I just gotta wait for this pandemic to wait it out and move. Get out of the Northeast. The Northeast is not the place to be. I don't know what Kamala Harris is doing with promoting herself as a black woman. I know it's popular, but she's not. She's an Indian woman. She's influenced by Indians culture. Her mother was very dastardly. Her mother, many of you don't know, Kamala Harris's mother was here on a student visa. And she said very abruptly to who is now Kamala's father, I always planned on going back. I'm going back. She didn't plan on staying in this country. She planned on staying here for work. Now, I used to date a girl that was Israeli. Her name was Adi David. She was from Afula, Israel. Told me the same thing. This was when I was younger. But she told me the same thing. I'm not staying, I'm going back. Shout out to Adi, because she actually subscribed to this channel. She talks to me every fucking week, and I say something. And shout out to her husband as well. I never do shit like that, I always remained friends with her. If you guys don't know, I literally have friends in probably probably 9 countries right now. Like literally. Some of them I met mostly when I was in New York and they were staying at the hostels and stuff like that. The hostels are international hostels. So you literally have people from all different types of countries. So I have people from Germany that were friends, and it's like 5 or 6 people in the room. So you pay like $15, $20. You stay at these hostels, which are basically hotel rooms. But the ones I was staying at, shout out to Jazz on the Columbus, Jazz on the Park, shout out to New York Hostel 1. All those places I stayed at, the fucking staff still knows me. They're not there now because of the social distancing. So hostels are not being allowed right now. So that business is so screwed. But hotel rooms are solely for yourself. Hold on 1 second, guys. So the hostels, they actually were a good conduit for me meeting more international friends. I have my other international friends, Gina and Carl. That's a boy over there in Australia. Cynthia, she's in France. Maybe like 5, 6 other ones, not as many as I do now. And like I have friends that literally have me invite me to come over there, whatever, whatever. It's like, man, why you staying in the fucking America? Even they said it was racist when they came here. They said it's not this racist in France. I said, I know, I can imagine. Joe Biden is a joke. I would not vote for Joe Biden. I'm not endorsing or suggesting that you should vote for Trump either. But I would not vote for Joe Biden. In fact, if you could hold your vote, I would. Quite simply. Joe Biden has said in front of people that he has no plan. He said this in front of churches and everything else, that he has no plan for black people. He has no plan whatsoever. If Joe Biden has made a statement, he said, you ain't black unless you vote for me. Let me read some of the comments. Let's see here. Where are we at? Somebody said, let's vote Snoop Dogg here. All right. I want to go and make sure I get every. This is Jay from DC. Salute, Mr. Lewis. How you doing, Jay? If you're still here, Dominic Logo. And guys, if you write a comment, just give me a second because I'm gonna go back and read it. Okay? Sometimes I get the court talking, but I'm gonna read your comment. That's the whole sole purpose. All right. The Southern strategy moved Dixiecrats to the Republican Party because conservative. That is actually, Robbie, that's not true at all. The Southern strategy didn't move the Dixiecrats over to the Republican Party. It moved a few ex-Dixiecrats that changed their morals because the morals in the Republican Party had been infiltrated by other Dixiecrats. It wasn't a majority of Dixiecrats, like you're saying, like the entire party or the entire segment, because all Democrats weren't in line with the Dixiecrats either. That's a fact. So go back and look at that, and you'll see it was a few, and one of those few was Storm that I'm mentioning. Storm Thurmond, I believe that's his name exactly. He was one of the biggest persons that contributed to it. In fact, he's actually credited with starting that movement, the Dixiecrats. So it was just a few of them. It wasn't many of them. Miss Simmons says, Lord, you sound like my husband talking to me. Hey, that's a good thing. Find me a wife. How about that one? I believe black people have to vote to their mind and not to generational place of emotions. Most of us was raised to be Democrats. I'm not a Republican, but I'm just saying we all have a voice. Dominic Logo, I want the riots to stop. I don't know of any riots currently right now, man. I really don't. Women lie, men lie. Amen. Bernie, my grandma said, we Democrats because they are for poor people. A lot of people used to run that one. The Democrats are for poor people. I actually and honestly, truthfully think that was just like some type of like roles, really. I think at one time in history that may have been true. I don't think currently that's true at all. I think actually currently right now, I think it's a farce. I think now over 4 or 5 times you've actually had Democrats being able to have their say and being able to show themselves as being actually something of importance where we can be unified financially, economically, socially, many different aspects of it. But I don't believe that statement anymore. I remember that. I remember that. And I think at one time, maybe in history, it was. Had to do my homework. Can't just go with what everyone says. Always do your homework. Facts, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, Pepper Jones said. That is totally correct because I see it all the time on my page. There are people that really want me to suffer. You know what I'm saying? They tell you, yo, fuck that nigga's Cash App. Don't go to $STRINGERBELL 80. Fuck Stringer Bell 80. So yeah, all skin folk ain't your kinfolk. That's for damn sure. You notice I even stopped putting my what's name in there. I want to give y'all a break on that. I know some of y'all have y'all financial hardships, and I appreciate every last one of y'all. But if you want to, it's there, and it'll be in the description box and any of the other videos. So if you want to hop off and got to one of my other videos, just press my icon and then press videos, or a video will pop up. You can do it that way. But right now, I just want to talk to y'all. Both suck. However, Shantia Marine, both suck. However, we have to vote based on facts, not feelings. The fact is what I just mentioned. Joe Biden is not the best category. You know, a lot of people will talk about Trump, but I have to say this one thing. and I have to be clear about it. I have yet had anybody present me with something directly in the guise of the same thing he said about Mexican people and Latinos about African Americans. I can't find it. And I need someone to bring that to me if that's how you feel. I'm not challenging you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying, pick either side. I'm just saying, would someone present that to me? Because I don't know if you guys know, and I'm going to upload a couple of them, just like I promised you guys, and I uploaded the one about the incident I had in Jersey. I used to stay on Fifth Avenue, okay? In my videos, you're going to hear me say that in front of the fucking, what's the name? The address on one of my bank cards is still Fifth Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the funny thing. With me saying that shit, I used to go in front of Trump Tower. I used to stay perpendicular from Trump Tower, all right? So I was up by 50, what was I, on 56, and they're on 55th. So they're on 55th right there, and what is that, 7th Avenue. I used to go over there, and because those guys used to come into Starbucks all the time. So I started learning and meeting them, learning who was who, whatever. And then one day, one of the brothers, which was head of, I guess, Trump's, there's two different groups out there. Now, there's the guys that are security, actually it's three. There's the guys that are security for the building, then there's the NSA guys, then there's the actual military guys that are out there. And those are the guys that have the AK-47s and all that or whatever. And like I said, I'll put up a couple videos, but I used to go in there talking all kinds of shit. I went in front of there and demanded for, last time I think I did, I went there and demanded for stimulus or whatever. I tell you what, as a treat for you guys, I promise you I'll go over there again right before the election and give some commentary and speak about some things. So make sure, and I'm going to let you guys know, all right? Because you guys are donating and everything else like that or whatever. So I don't want to give you a show. I want to give you the realness. But all those guys over there, they fucking know me. Some of them even call me by first name. The last time I went there after the thing that happened where the girl had poured the bucket on the Black Lives Matter mural. So I went over there and I filmed over there. That one I can find. I still got that on my name. So what I'll do is I'll grab it and then I'll upload it for y'all so y'all can see it. And some people will say I was pitching for this, I was pitching for that or whatever. But in the truth of the matter, what you're going to find in the video is I was pitching for stimulus because I knew a lot of the people needed stimulus. There's not been a stimulus in almost like 5 months now. And Nancy Pelosi can't come to odds, or she's just being a stern, vindictive asshole where they're the one you want to pick. But this has been going on 5 months now. And not to mention, Nancy Pelosi's got her own problems in the district because last time I checked, that haze of that fire was still reaching over in San Francisco. I mean, the whole complete place was orange. Look it up for yourself. I encourage you to. Don't take my word for it. Just look it up for yourself. Nancy Pelosi needed some relief from that. So that's where you saw Gavin Newsom, actually, the governor of California. That's where you saw those funds released to them on Friday because they needed that. He gave her something she wanted. Let's see who else had something to say. I believe Black. I read that one. Both suck. I'm not satisfied with either candidate, but Trump is toxic with his dog whistle. I honestly and truthfully think this was Biden's whole plan to be. He's going to do it opposite. I think. I honestly, truthfully do. Shout out to XXXTention. I got the cigarette pour at me. He said Snoop Dogg for president. Right? Smoke yours. What's up, Callie? Joe Biden look like he is sick. Thank you. She is not black. Exactly, Miss Simmons. She's not a black woman. Like even if she would be more black to us if she was, I want to make this very clear. She would be a black woman to us if she was biracial. Even if she was half black and half Latino, she would be considered a black woman. But being the fact that phenotypically, the Indian population and the African population, even though they come from the Negroid genome, they're not the same. They're not the same at all. They're no more similar to same than the Aboriginal is to the African. Aboriginal is not the same as an African phenotypically, or I mean, there's some DNA strands that are still there, but you look this up for yourself. So I understand what you guys are talking about when you say that. No, phenotypically, she doesn't even look like a black woman. She doesn't even look like a Latin woman either. Some people try to say she looks Latin. I'm like, she doesn't look Latin to me at all. Kamala Harris looks like a typical Indian Jamaican woman that you see in the islands, that you see in Brooklyn, that you see in the Bronx, on Allenton. Let's see who else is here. Hillary loves pizza. She does. Hillary got fat, didn't she? Um, Joe Biden looked like he is sick. I read that. He does look like he's sick though. I'm mad at Trump because of the wall, and the whole thing about Rona is based off him saying it's nothing really. Now you got a point there. Being I lived through New York the whole entire coronavirus, like literally St. Barnabas Hospital. Which, if anybody's in the Bronx, y'all know the neighborhood. I live on Pelham, off of Pelham, on Warren. And at St. Barnabas Hospital, which ain't that far around the corner, I mean, you can go right to 149th, they were literally putting bodies, and I want y'all to hear this, they were putting bodies in the back of tractor trailer truck beds. You know, this is what was going on. And I got pictures I took of that. I took it from afar because I didn't want to disrespect nobody or nothing like that, but I put them up, you know, I put 2 or 3 of them up. And then I later put them on mute because I thought that was like, that's like showing people that was jumping out the window doing 9/11. You know, it's disrespectful. So I didn't know if I was anybody's people and nothing like that, you know. So I didn't want to do that. But I lived through the whole thing of that COVID-19 thing in New York. I mean, the lockdown and everything. The highlight of my day used to be going to DeKalb in Brooklyn and going to Trader Joe's. I mentioned that before, you know. I had very little interaction with anybody. Literally, I was alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived in a house with everybody, but I was alone. Wasn't nobody, like, really in a good mood to be talking like that. So, yeah, I can hear what you're saying with Trump. Trump underestimated it. I think that's the word you're looking for. He definitely underestimated what would happen with coronavirus. I totally agree with you on that one. The buffer class, I don't know what that means. Harris is not to be trusted. I agree. I mean, pick 2. My bad. Okay. POC. I mean, all minorities. Where do we go? Where do we go? I think we. I'm glad DS asked that question. If you're still here, I think we emulate what a young lady did down in Atlanta, Georgia, this recently, and before that, prior, I think it was what's this guy's name? Malachi York, and we all know what that guy did. He was a fucking creeper. He messed with kids and shit. Like, you got to watch these guys and say they're gonna, you know, set up their own little area to live or whatever. Starts reminding you of Jonestown and all that shit, Jim Jones and Heaven's Gate and the Branch Davidians and every other ones that came after that. But this sister, she's down in Atlanta right now, and she got together with some investors. I want you guys to look the story up and also take part in this, because this goes into my whole real estate development company that I've started. This sister bought a plot of land down there, a huge plot of land, and she was met with opposition from every place you could think of. You had people in the comments section when I first saw the interview, which was actually on Atlanta News, and it was some of the most racist comments ever. When I went back to show somebody the interview, they had actually closed the comment section. So I do think that you can buy plots of land. It just depends on where you want to buy them. There's small islands for sale, you know, all across America. And if your preference is not America, I wouldn't per se say that I would do it in Africa based on the politics of Africa currently. You know, moving to Africa is a great idea. And in some ways will save you tons of money. You'll have a lot of retirement money, which is moving to a lot of foreign countries, you know, because it is a foreign country to you. You have not grown up in Africa. Your lineage is not of African culture. So you're an American in that standpoint, and this is how you will be viewed. Trust me, this is how the Caribbean community will view you, just like you view them as being from the Caribbean. This is just how the European community will view you, just like you will view them as being European. Does it make sense? This is the symmetry and common sense, you know? There are some realities that you cannot escape. There are some things that you can't really avoid as much as you want to avoid them. And one of those things is racism. You know, you can't avoid it. In this town, particularly where I'm at right now, this is one of the most racist, obnoxious towns I've ever been in all the places I've been in. It's very lowbrow here, the racism. The racism is mostly projected by people that are not even from here. which is an odd thing too. You have a lot of people that have money in New York that are not escaping New York. This is a tri-state, so it's Jersey, New York, Connecticut. New York is in the middle. So if you go north, you're in Connecticut. If you go south, you're in fucking Jersey. So after the pandemic, just continuing on with that, you had a lot of people start leaving New York City, and a lot of people throw this fallacy out there that it's because of Corona. It's not because of Corona. It's because of all the businesses that are closed because of coronavirus or COVID-19. I went up Fifth Avenue, like I said earlier, when I went to go do the aftermath and take pictures of when the girl that did that up at Trump Tower. And which she was a black girl, by the way. She poured paint all over the Black Lives Matter sign and did it at several other ones throughout the city and was arrested one time in 3 days. Oh, excuse me, in 2 days, 3 times, and still let go because she did that. So if that gives you any inclination about what you can and can't do in this country, she got away with it. And when she's adjudicated, I'm sure it'll be a slap on the wrist, because if they were going to do anything to her, they would have kept her the third time. It's disrespectful. It's appalling. I can't believe that black woman did that, but she did, and they have it on camera. CNN, Fox, whatever news outlet you need to look at, you can find it. All right, just put in "black woman pours paint over Black Lives Matter" sign. You're gonna find one she did in Brooklyn. You're gonna find the one she did in front of Trump Tower. She did another one in Harlem. All right, I saw it all on Pixel 11 when she did it. This coronavirus thing has made people move out of New York City and some out of Jersey, and they're skating for better grounds because there is no business there anymore. A lot of office buildings are not open anymore, or they're partially open for operations. There's a lot of different barriers. A lot of businesses itself as a whole nationally are closing. It's chains, Pottery Barn, a lot of other ones. I mentioned Lord and Taylor as a business themselves. They are closed nationally now. They have a liquidation sale, so you guys might want to scuttle over to their website because they've got stuff for like 70-80% off, you know. And I think I'm gonna start doing a fashion blog too, because a lot of people ask me, yo, you always look, yo, $5, white t-shirt, $1, Jacks. This I had since last year. This I had since last year. It's like Pop said, you got to coordinate. You got to coordinate. You know what I mean? So let me read some more questions here or whatever. Instead of sitting around, I'm glad you said that, Money Shelley. Instead of sitting around, go look for a job. Well, you know what, Money Shelley? If you had been a regular person here, you would know that I actually got a reply back from a job, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. You know what else? Money Shelley, since, you know, people that always call themselves or give some acronym of money, it actually means they don't have shit, and they probably sitting in a piss poor place living in the fucking high rise or some fucking where. And that's no disrespect to anybody in the high rise, but don't talk big money to me, all right? But you ain't never been around big money. Excuse my French. All right. So the point I'm getting at is, Money Shelley, I do that. But Money Shelley, just like many of our white bloggers that you seem to not have a problem with, because you came here to make sure master kept me in line, didn't you? Why you ain't working for the white man? No. Well, let me tell you something, Money Shelley. I worked for black people for almost 16 years, 17 years almost. Black people. I didn't work for anybody else. And if you had been following all my blogs, you would understand that I have no intention of staying here, for one. 2, I'm trying to get out of the compromised position I'm in as quickly as possible. 3, I don't have any of my links up here right now, which I also mentioned earlier in this broadcast, because people like you were going to show up, Money Shelley. So everybody, we should call out Money Shelley since she got so much goddamn money, and have Money Shelley with a nasty ass donate to my Cash App. So that's $STRINGERBELL80. Again, Money Shelley. That's hashtag Cash App $Stringer Bell 80, like Stringer Bell from The Wire, but Stringer Bell 80. Now, Money Shelley, if you all about that money and you so up on it, you better than everybody, right? I should see anywhere between what, $25, $50, $100 in there in a few minutes, because you getting it. You better than the rest of us, you know. Fuck Corona, fuck everything else. You're better than everybody else right now. Skip the 3.5 million people that are filed for unemployment. No, Money Shelley's the one. She's the new Money Shelley. Let me tell you what Money Shelley represents. Money Shelley represents the aspect in American culture, Black American culture, which is this. This is the first time ever that many people can poke their eye and their chest out and say, I have a job, okay? For many of them. Many people, if you would have went a year back, nobody would even have paid attention to what you do, Okay? Nobody would have cared what you done. In fact, I will give you a proper introduction to what would have happened to you eventually. You would have got a watch and a plaque. A watch and a plaque. But you did not just say you are happy for Trump putting that wall up. And then they start lying. Listen to this one. Now, everybody's been here with me for a minute. J. Kel's TV Gaming. This is the black people that y'all talking about. These are actually white supremacists. Listen what this one wrote. I don't know. I'm gonna make y'all famous, and I hope I get a cash app from you too. Stringer Bell 80. I don't know why. I don't know who you are, but did you just say you are happy for Trump putting that wall up? So you seem to tell me it's not all right for other races coming out country. What the fuck are you talking about? I mentioned nothing about being happy about the wall being put up. You're a liar. You came here to start trouble just like a lot of other black people. So I have a question for you, JKL's TV Gaming, JKTVG. Do you actually put that out for people to remember? First of all, you need to change that name there, bud. That's a lot to remember. And who are you that special that I would want to remember you? It's not like you're like somebody special. But I'm going to address you anyway. The funny thing here about it is, bud, is that I never said anything similar to that. In fact, after this is posted, I want you to go back and look at that. And next time you start to lie, I want you to go over to a far right wingers page and lie to them. Or you're scared. See, that's the key right there. People like Money Shelley and Jay Kells, they're scared. So they absolutely don't do anything but attack people that look just like them. These are the same people that live in the neighborhoods where little children are shot, little black children are killed. These are the same people that if old people are sitting by the bus stop somewhere or whatever, they are cursing and talking about what they're going to do to somebody, how they're going to murder somebody, how many drugs they moving or whatever. This is the same motherfucker that will sit in your neighborhood and do absolutely nothing but make thousands and thousands of fucking dollars right now, but can't go to the store and help out any of the people in the community when he know they suffer. But you sit there every night and make money, right? These people are jokes, and these are the people, these are the real coons right here. See, there's the coons that are tiered, and y'all know of them. You understand what I'm saying? We all got our names for them. We all got individuals we think are and aren't. Let's not get into that argument. But those same coons that you talk about there, this is the lower fraction of the coons. These are the coons that do what they do, spurring swiftly out of point. If they were on the plantation, you would hear them mutter this. They running, master, look. They running again. And then he would be that same motherfucker that would sit there and have a smirk on his face as whatever jeopardy you have put yourself in, you are now punished for. If you're going to talk against white people and the shit they do, and I'm along with you, there's a lot of shit that racist white people do. Not good white people. I grew up around Italians and fucking Greeks. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about racist whites. Now, if you're going to talk about racist whites and I join on with you, you got to talk about some of these tap dancing ass black people that come on, and they don't just do it on my page. They do it on other people's pages too. Think about it like this. You only got the alerts because you're subscribed to my page. Money Shelley. Who the fuck names themselves Money Shelley? Oh, fucking. Anyway, Money Shelley. So that means that you purposely came on here to create a distraction, to create some type of malarkey, which I can't understand. If we were at church right now, or we were anywhere of importance right now, or say we got a meeting with Senate, you would be the distraction because you couldn't help yourself but to jump into the antics. And this is the motherfuckers we have to get rid of. If you want any real solid thing, you got to get rid of the comedians, the keyers, the ha-ha-ha's, the gossipers, and everything else. Because in the reality, what they really are is just voyeurs. They're voyeurs. They're voyeuristic. They seek out attention. And that's what they decided to do here. So I gave you attention. Let me see if Money Shelley sent that, because Money Shelley getting it. Oh, Money Shelley, you ain't sent nothing through? That's all right. I'll find you later and remove you. If you're going to say something audacious, at least let your money back you up. Don't just talk. Now, Money Shelley, if you don't hear me, that's Stringer Bell 80 at Cash App, all right? Don't come on here with that bullshit. All right, let's see what else is in here. Miss 13, child trafficking is real. It's absolutely real, and it should be condemned. Can't music do 50 cents? I don't know what that means. You keep writing the same thing over and over again. I'm about to block you in a minute. Salute, Mr. Lewis. Question: how can I become a moderator when you go live on YouTube? I would never allow that to happen, especially after hearing your last comment, J. Kale's TV Gaming. He follows it up by saying, salute, Mr. Lewis. Question: how can I become a moderator when you go live on your YouTube? Now, you are the same person that wrote, and I don't know who you are, but did you just say you're happy for Trump? You just made an accusation towards me, and then you asked me to be a moderator. Wow. Are you mentally stable? I don't want to make fun of you if you're not. Are you mentally stable? Type that in. He wrote that before that. Isn't watching someone talk for an hour the same as listening to someone for 15 minutes for 4 days? RL3624, you got a lot of time on your hands and you need some friends. Find you some friends that really like you. Come out of the basement and stop being glued to your phone every day. 305 Capricorn, that's what I'm saying. Money Shelly, donate. If you're going to talk that shit, donate. Listen, this is the new rule. Spread this amongst the rest of the subscribers, all 6,000 of you. If you want to come on and insult me or whatever, at least donate. You can say whatever the fuck you want to. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to set up the super chat, so it's just that. You want to diss me, you got to donate to diss me. Say whatever you want to. Say something about my mother or whatever. I don't give a shit. The governor needs to open up the cities. You know, I know the new, what's the name that you have down there? Pepper Jones, same thing. Hit that Cash App, Money Shelly. You getting it, right? Money Shelly is really poor Shelly now, right? Put your money where your mouth is. You understand what I'm saying? You talking about your name, Money Shelly, asking somebody why they ain't out getting a job, whatever. Chick, I fill out for jobs every day out here. I'm on Indeed. You can also find me on LinkedIn. If you got something, Money Shelly, because you sound like you getting it, hit me on LinkedIn. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's local where I'm at in Connecticut too. You doof. You go on, always go off on them, bro. Always have something to say. You know what I mean? I always have to have something to say, because if I don't have something to say to them, what will continue is they'll keep coming on your page thinking this is the place to do that, and this ain't the place to do that. It's crazy how people will actually sit there and let her do that. I believe if she came to DC and tried that, she won't make it out. She may not. Now I got somebody on here, Archie Nightblock. Why are you mad? Archie, I bet you lay on your stomach, don't you? With your feet up in the air. Real talk though. Any DVDs, you better drag. Facts, you said it. Archie Nightblock. Hey Archie, whoever you are, go fuck yourself. Tap dancing LOL. And this ain't the first time. I'm hearing, yeah, you know what? Let's get him the fuck up out of here. Let's get him out of here. I'm on block session right now, y'all. I just go by and see, like, we don't need anybody here that's a distraction. I'm not a comedian. I'm not here to joke. I'm not here to do none of that. I'm here to talk to the people that are serious and want to talk about stuff, want to talk about solutions to certain different situations. I'm not here to be a kiki. And that's what happens in that stratosphere. Like, I notice in a lot of other bloggers that I've been paying attention to, it's always the same thing. You have a whole bunch of distracted people in the comment section, and then there's actual people in there that are trying to listen to the moderator, person that's talking. They're actually trying to hear what they're talking about and hear what they're saying. They are both devils. We have to choose which devil is better of the two. I agree with that, but there isn't one if you go by the definition of what most people are saying in popular majority of society right now. I mean, which one exactly is the better of the two evils? That's the question that needs to be asked. I mean, asked and answered, I guess. I don't know. Based on the history, I would say that I really don't have faith in either one. Is that fair? I don't completely have 4 more years of faith in Trump, even though he has done some significant things. And then at the same time, I definitely don't have 4 years of worth in Joe Biden being his background, you know? I still, like I said, want somebody to pull up for me. Can someone find it? What Donald Trump actually said about black Americans. He's had black friends and everything else, so I'm just trying to figure out, including Puff, including Diddy. So I'm just trying to, as I showed y'all in my post, if you haven't seen those, just go to the community room, they're right there. I'm trying to figure out what exactly Trump has actually said of black people. Now I heard him say stuff about Mexicans, and I've heard him say stuff about Latinos. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'm not gonna make my way around that and defend that. But I'm trying to figure out what actually he said about black people. And tú sabes, en la gente latino, no? Huh? Anybody. En que tú digas, tú sabes, that's what they're saying right now. Que tú digas, nada. Huh? Nobody can give me an answer, not even my Latino people that are here. And tú sabes, ese claro, este Trump, no bueno por la gente, tú sabes. Por la Trump y la Tora, por un chavo, no, yo no sé. En Biden, no tan bueno. No tan bueno. Estas personas aquí sean, tú sabes, diferentes porque este blanco aquí no tiene nada por la negros. Nada. And that's what it'll be, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And nada, tú sabes, claro. All right? That's the black people too. Y'all gonna learn a little Spanish while y'all here with me, okay? And tú sabes, eh? And tú eres mi gente tú. Yo soy negro en la cubano, tú sabes, claro. So, this, when you make your decision wisely who you vote for. And if you vote for Joe Biden, I can't. This is one of those ones I can't predict exactly what's going to happen if he was elected president. It was funny because when the same thing happened with Barack Obama. I said Barack Obama was going to win, and he actually did. I just didn't know that he was going to do the bullshit that he did behind it when he won, because he did absolutely nothing whatsoever. And he had Joe Biden as his vice president. So, question I have for Barack Obama: did you know about Joe Biden's background before you promoted him as your vice president? I mean, his supporting of segregationists and everything else under the blue moon. I don't know. Let's see who else is in here. AJ Amo says the same thing. Biden ain't doing it for me. Trump released several black men from jail. He is making it possible for HBCUs to get federal funding, and he is entertaining the platinum stuff Cuba's doing. Exactly. I haven't seen anything Biden has brought forth that is a comparison. Yo, Mr. Lewis, when you say $1 for a jack, what do you mean? Are you talking about a cigarette? Yeah, we'll get you out of here. You're looking for some entertainment, huh? I'm sorry. I'm not even going to say your name again because you're a loser. So let's get you up on out of here. Anybody that trolls on your page is usually because they're looking for some excitement. They're looking to get some action, but you're not getting any action. You looking for a date, boy? That's what you're looking for? You looking for a date? You sweeter than sugar, ain't you? I hear you. LOL, say track. I'm sense. All right, so we got that one. I dug and can't find anything bad he said about black people. Well, I mean, he said about the wall, and I don't want to take that out of context. He said about the wall, and a couple of things that he did say about the wall, yeah, they were insulting. I will agree with that. They were very insulting. Do I think that he should be all the way up out of here? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I do know this much. Yeah, let's get you out of here, buddy. He's gone. The problem is, there's Latinos that are going to vote for him. There's a whole different group of Latinos, conservative Latinos, that will vote for him. And they voted for him the first time, and they will vote for him again. Different Latinos, not Mexicans necessarily, but there will be Mexican Americans that do vote for him too, especially in the demographics, Texas, California, etc. So, it's a toss-up, man. It's a real big toss-up, Do I support him and what he's doing in his endeavors? Not necessarily. Well, I say I was given leeway the times that I've gone up there. Yeah, I think it was because of my political views or whatever, but I promise you guys that I will go live in front of there next time I'm up there so you guys can see, you guys can enjoy and indulge in with me, Trump had a mouthful to say about black people to his lawyer. Okay, so make sure you share that and leave it in a link for me to see, and I'll check it out. When you speak the truth, nobody doesn't want to hear it. Clarence Pugh, you said it right. Nobody wants to hear the truth. They want to hear their interpretation of the truth. And their interpretation of the truth, I'm sorry to say, just isn't real. Nobody likes or loves us, so why even bother? Just try to stick together. I won't go as far as to say nobody likes and loves us. I think that's a major form of extreme paranoia. What I will say is, yeah, there's definitely a hate system and mechanism there amongst different cultures in the world that is definitely apparent. There's also a unilateral thing that goes on between other minority cultures, which is extreme forms of ass kissing that I've seen specifically from the Asian and Indian community. They are very good at ass kissing. Um, they almost tap dance, jingle, whatever your case may be to try to fit in. And a lot of Latinos do it, and a lot of black people do it too. But I haven't never seen it to the complexity that I've seen Indian and the Asian community do it. I mean, they go as far as like, they don't even want to date their own. One of the biggest problems in the Chinese community, you can look this up, they're some of the most undated men in the United States because their own women don't even, how you doing? All right, doing a live, man. All right. They don't really want to, I guess, intermarry with their own because of the pure simple fact that they don't want to be viewed as normal. And I find it kind of weird because I looked at the demographics of Asian men, specifically Asian men between the ages, I believe it was 20 through 35-ish. And they're some of the most unmarried men in the United States. Unmarried. And never will projectively be married, which is stuck out to me a lot too. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? I don't know, man. Let me see who else is here. Trump is fulfilling biblical prophecy. Okay, women don't lie, women lie, men lie. Please explain that to me. The wall is easy for child trafficking. Trump is stopping all that. I will definitely say that. Now I get what you guys are saying. Yeah, that whole thing with child trafficking, I don't know if you guys know about this, but like in the Latin community, there's a lot of child and women trafficking, especially out of Mexico, El Salvador, and Venezuela, believe it or not. And they make their way to America. However, I'm praying and voting. Make sure to read Trump and Biden policies before you vote. That is a very good quote. He is trying to keep America and our country safe. And you guys might be right. You guys might be right. I don't know what goes through that man's, mental to make that conclusion. Guys, I'm gonna get up off of here. I don't want to do too much. We can keep going. I promise you guys I'm gonna go live again today. If you guys want to donate or anything like that, this video right here takes a minute to process. So if you guys want to, just go on any of my page, any of my videos on my page, just press those, and the link is in the description box and in the comment section. And you can click any of those links, and please send me a message and let me know. So I'm putting together a big list. So once this is all over and I met my goal or whatever, which is between 7 to 10, because I want to get everything done. And right now I'm relocating now, so now I got another cost above me. So I think I'm gonna raise it up. But I want to get out of here before Christmas. I really do. I don't want to be here. I'm very unhappy at this place. I go a whole fucking day and don't even talk to anybody. And then the people that do try to interact with me, they're fucking racist pieces of shit, poor white trash. A lot of people here, you can look at them strong and be like, ugh, the cousin fucker gene in you is strong. You know what I mean? Local cousin fuckers, twice removed and shit. Look at what Trump is doing to Israel. I'm not Israeli. God didn't put an adulterer and a fornicator in the White House. Okay, Seven Deuce, I asked you a question. It says also in that same Bible, let ye without sin cast the first stone. And I'm not taking sides here, but let me ask you a question, buddy. What have you done wrong in your life that wouldn't be seen as God-like? And don't you say nothing. Because you looked at a porn video, you smoked some weed, you drunk too many beers, you done did something, motherfucker. And that's another problem I have in the culture right now, too. There's too many motherfuckers out here trying to pretend like they God sent and they so sanctity. These are motherfuckers that ex-alcoholics, used to hang out in front of the corner store, used to be in the barbershop talking about every fucking body. Yes, gossiping is a sin. Used to do all kinds of shit. And now all of a sudden they're fucking thespians because of Google, and they're fucking what's the names? They're fucking Christians because of YouTube. Get the fuck out of here! I'm not buying that bullshit. You want to sit up here and talk about, oh, what has he done? You judgmental internet motherfuckers. If we pulled up a rap sheet, it'd be arm's length on some of y'all talking the most. You know what I'm saying? Well, what is this one done? Well, she had 3 abortions within 2 years. Stop it with that. Nobody's capping for him. Do you believe in God? Yes, I do believe in God. Do you believe in God, Seven Deuce? Because you would know exactly what I'm saying. I'm not being a leader. I'm not being a leader in the chair. Well, that's perfectly your own decision, sir. But that's not mine. The trolls are literally what they are: hide in the darkness under the bridge of reality and put forth negative energy. Thank you, Sandy Owens. It seems like that is their modus operandi, to just sit around and just be antagonistic. That's why I said, though, let me take a break. There's something else I want to talk about. This is important. This later. So I just wanted to make sure I went live with you guys. I will tell you guys again, $ Stringer Bell 80. Again, that's $ Stringer Bell 80 at Cash App. All the links are in my other videos. This video takes a little bit of time to process, so it's going to be a minute before it's up. But you guys are more than able to just go down to any of my other videos, press my icon, hit videos, and any of my videos will pop up. Just look in the description box. It'll be right there. That's a little upside down triangle that you see right under the title. And also you can look in the comments and you'll see a pinned comment as well for all three. If you don't have Cash App, you can do PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, you can also do GoFundMe. The trolls, let's see what else. I want to read too many. Bye, going to eat. Go ahead, Miss Simmons, and tell your husband salute. He's got a good woman on his hands. By the way, ladies, I'm single as fuck. I met a friend, but we just talking or whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Trolls are irritating. Yeah, trolls are irritating. They're pieces of shit. Pia Tadler, thank you very much. You have a good day too. We're gone. You know what I said, Star. David, no. What happened to you? What happened? How you doing, Paige? Paige, make sure you go back and watch this from the beginning. All right, guys, I'm on that mark. Thank all y'all that showed up, all the likes I got and all that good shit. And like I told you guys, all the links are divided in the description in my other videos, so make sure you check it out. Other than that, guys, I'll talk to you later. See you.